Welcome to the Nikon stand here at the Photography and Video Show 2024. I'm here with Julian and we're stood in front of, well, some of the most characterful images all in one place on the show floor. Julian, the Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards, that's new. There's been a bit of an announcement around this today. Tell us more.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just got off the stage from announcing this with some others of my team and Tom, one of the co-founders of the Comedy Wildlife Award. This is probably the partnership that the team has been most excited about launching. We've been working through it for the last few months, but it lets us do something really positive in the wildlife and conservation space, but in a way that is empathetic and inspiring and interesting.
Yeah, and let's just very, very quickly just get some eyeballs on some of the images here. We were taking a look a moment ago. The images, they just inspire emotion in you. There's so much character in here, there's so much storytelling. About to jump on the stage is Rachel Bigsby, and she talks a lot about wildlife, particularly conservation, and there's a session that she's going to be speaking in tomorrow all about the important role that photography and storytelling play in wildlife conservation. These images really exemplify that. What actually happens as part of the Comedy Wildlife Awards? What do they actually look like? If people want to engage in it, how do they best do that?
Sure, so entries open today on the website, comedywildlifephotography.awards.com, I think. And it's free to enter. It's one of the very few photography competitions that's absolutely free to enter. They get something like 7,000 or 8,000 unique entries every year at the moment. And the response to it at the moment of announcement is absolutely staggering. It's actually the #1 PR kind of announcement of any photography award in the world. So it's really exciting, the kind of ripple effect that it has. And actually Tom was saying that last year's winner, if you care about things like social media, gained 50,000 followers in a single day after his photograph was announced. This was this winner, the Air Guitaru.
Very good. Jason Moore, shout out to Jason Moore there, and that was taken in Perth, Australia. Fantastic stuff, very exciting. Now, also very exciting is the equipment that's enabling photographers, image makers to tell these stories, to capture these stories. And that's an area where there's also been a lot of movement, a lot of excitement for Nikon over the last, well, certainly 18 months at least since we were last here at the NEC for the Photography and Video Show. What can you tell us about this? I think you described it as technological supremacy.
Yeah, I mean, we're on a bit of a run at the moment, right? We launched the Z9 flagship, absolute leapfrog moment in mirrorless. What was that, 2 years ago? That was absolutely camera of the year, no questions. And then this year last year we launched the Z8. That was also named camera of the year. We're pretty excited about some stuff that's coming this year that we think's got a pretty good chance of doing something similar. So we're in a really, really special place. And then at the same time, we're leaning into some of our incredible legacy that people love so much about Nikon and producing cameras like the ZF, which isn't just a beautiful camera. It's also a camera with the same brain as the Z8 and the Z9. So this thing can shoot, like it's a proper piece of kit.
Yeah. And of course that follows what was a couple of years before that, the ZFC as well.
Exactly. So the ZFC was our way of introducing that iconic FM2 shape kind of back into the world and saying, what do you guys think? And the response to the ZFC was so popular that it made absolute sense to bring out a full frame Big Brother.
Yeah. Yes, and of course the Z8, like you say, lots of excitement around that. Is that what you got there as well? I wonder what you had behind your back there. Yeah,
this is the Z8. I've actually been shooting. I've spent the last 2 months in Kenya shooting with the Z8, and I've completely fallen in love with it. It's a phenomenal piece of kit, and even for an amateur like me, I have not missed.
Good stuff. You mentioned there, you teased the future. Obviously, it's a big Olympic year. We know that that's an exciting year in the photography space. But also thinking about the future, one thing that I have to ask about is an announcement in the last few days around RED cameras and what's happening with Nikon there. What can you share with our viewers about that?
I mean, again, the thing I can really share is just how excited the Nikon team are about that partnership. We're in a slightly mode of patience, I suspect, at the moment, waiting for real integration to happen, waiting for those very conscious, very kind of wise decisions that need to be made about exactly how we blend Nikon and RED together to form such a phenomenal kind of filmmaking culture. But I think we all have to be a little bit patient, both inside Nikon and outside, but it's really, really exciting.
Stands to be a real powerhouse. With patience, point taken. Thank you very much. Before we go though, the Nikon stand here right by the main entrance at the photography show, it's been absolutely packed all morning, as one would expect. You've got a program of talks on the stage there. I can see Rachel just getting ready to talk more about her wildlife photography and her conservation work in that area. Everyone's getting hands-on with the cameras. It's a really exciting, as always, vibrant space to be.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen it this busy for a few years. It's absolutely incredible, and I think speaks to the quality of the talks program that we have here. I've been lucky enough to work with Rachel a lot. We recruited her a couple of years ago into the Nikon family, and she's just the best, and her star is absolutely on the rise. But equally, as I say, with the products that we've got lined up, both in terms of cameras, but also the phenomenal lenses, particularly telephoto, that we've launched in the last year or so, we feel like we're in a really good place, and I'm not that surprised to see it this busy. You know, Nikon's on top at the moment.
Listen, thank you so much for chatting us through what Nikon's got going on at the moment. Congratulations on the launch of the Comedy Wildlife Awards. Look forward to seeing next year's images and walking around those images and having a big smile on my face. Thanks again, Julian.
Very much. Thank you.